Clones, but I love you. What's up, everybody? This is Janky J from the For Real Takes. Tonight, we got
floppy disk pick over here.
Sleepy disc pick. And Harv from Harv's Movie Hut.
Is your wiener not hard or something?
Why so sad?
Here we go.
Okay.
Gross.
From the world famous Harv's fucking Movie Hut.
My God. How much did you pay for that again?
15.
Gross. All right. Well, we've been away for a minute, and originally we were going to use the excuse that it was for Father's Day, but unfortunately it's gone way past that, and we're not going to be able to use that anymore. So it was basically just a slew of technical difficulties that we just could not escape from. And so now it's been, it's funny that I realized too, our last video was our anniversary video where we were like talking about like, ooh, I hope this happens, and I hope, and we just don't fucking show up for like well over a week. I thought that was kind of funny, but
what a way to end it.
I know.
Yeah,
we should have just disbanded.
just put our priorities back to TikTok.
Yeah. No, we should have just all like stopped being friends and everything. Just completely lived separate lives. That would have been the best way to do it.
Go back to just normal shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're still here. So unfortunate for you, the listener, because we're about to talk about a bunch of bullshit. And we're going to start it off by asking Disc Pick what he watched this week.
I watched a lot. Watched okay, I'll say some of the stuff I watched, but I watched Shawshank Redemption. That was a big one. I watched Green Mile, another big one. Yeah, those were like the two big ones, and then I watched like 12 Angry Men. Some stuff that like Janky's been wanting me to watch, like what was it? I kind of Lords of Dogtown. What was the other one? Wildlife, stuff like that. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about, because I feel like a lot of those are kind of already talked about a lot for the most part. I'm kind of late on that one. So,
Just a little bit.
Just to, say my opinion. So I figured I'll talk about this again. Well, not again, but talk about this one. It was the Before trilogy. It's a Richard Linklater trilogy with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. I don't know her last name, but anyway, those are the two people that are in all three of them. And let's see, it's a romance, but it's a very unique romance. It's just movies that are taking place like in the environment of whatever set day it is, and they take long period of time too. Like the first one was like 1994, and then the next one I think was like 2004, and then the third one was like 2013. So it was like very spaced out. And originally it wasn't even gonna be a trilogy. They just were like, the fans like had a lot of like had like that question like, well, what would their life be like in this current time period? So they were like, well, let's do it. And then it turned into this like really big trilogy that everybody loves. I really liked it. Some may say it's boring because it's just a lot of dialogue. Like that's like the whole thing is just them talking and a lot of just scenes of them walking and just things moving, like people in the background. There's not a lot of like action or anything crazy or like unique shots, I guess you would say. It's very bare bone, just dialogue. And I'm not gonna really go into the movies too much. I'll just say the first one is kind of like the butterflies of the beginning of like a relationship, and then which the second one then is okay. The second one is kind of like the hope, and then the third one is the reality. So that's kind of like the themes of each one. So yeah, that's what all I'm gonna really say. But they are very good.
I'm not
Well, you
gonna lie,
said a
this
fucking enough.
sounds boring as fuck.
I don't
That
care.
sounds so boring, dude.
Just you talking about them,
Dude,
man. I'm an
I will
old
say
man. You
this.
can't say shit like that because I
I
just fucking
I
want to pass
literally
out.
watched all three of them within 24 hours.
Fuck
That's how much I
that.
wanted to watch them.
That's
Because you just
crazy.
wanna experience like what they're going through and like what happens next. I don't know. It's really good.
No, it doesn't sound good at all.
Well,
Not
here
at all.
I'm gonna perk you up, Harv, with mine because I watched an '80s horror comedy. It was really fucking fun. It was called Nightmare Sisters, and this was such a blast. And I watched it on a whim. I didn't like never heard of it before, and I was just like, you know what, I'm in the mood for some slop, and I went with it. So I mean, the plot is basically this dude. He's like a what do they call, a medium, where they can like read from the dead or whatever, talk to the dead, and he's doing that for some chick. And the thing in the crystal ball ends up like ripping his head off and killing him, and then he's now in the crystal ball. Fast forward some time, these three sorority sisters who are all like really dorky, like one of them's like got really buck teeth, the other one's a porker, and then the other one's like super nerdy, right? And what? Harv
What's
loves it.
Porker? Oh god, I gotta watch this movie already.
Yeah, no,
Just on
it's
this,
okay.
I want to watch this movie. How
Well,
all the
okay.
35 minutes that Dis talk about his shitty movies? I don't ever want to see them. And you just said those three things, and oh, I gotta watch this movie now.
Well, it gets better, Harv. This movie is tailor made for you, all right? Because what
Mm-hmm.
happens is she the super nerdy one, she picks up this crystal ball at like an estate sale or something like that. And so the girls and the sorority, like all the other sorority sisters, like the cool popular ones, they're out doing something, so they have the house to themselves. And the nerdy one's like, or sorry, the bucktooth one, she knows a guy, and she's like, calls him up, and she's like, hey, bring you and two of your friends for my friends, and we're gonna have a party at the sorority house tonight. And the three guys, they're in a fraternity, and they're like the dorky ones of their fraternity. And so the main frat brothers like find out they're going to the sorority house for a party, and they're like no, fuck that, like you're not allowed to go. They sneak out, they go anyway. So now the party is just kind of like dog shit. The guys are like, dude, why did you bring us? This girl's like disgusting and whatever. And then they're like, let's do a seance with this crystal ball. So they do it. And long story short, the three chicks that are, all weird or whatever, suddenly like flashing lights and fog machine, and then the smoke clears. All three of them are super hot now, and they're all butt ass naked, standing in front of these fucking frat kids. And, but there's like, they're demons or whatever. And so, like, it's the dumbest shit ever. It's 80s campy B slop kind of stuff, but it's like something Vinegar would put out. But I think, honestly, I don't know if Vinegar did, or if it might have been Vinegar actually, but it's in that realm of movies. So if you like that kind of shit, which I know Harv fucking does, then you'll have fun with it. So that I watched that yesterday, actually.
Forgive me for liking fun fucking movies that actually people will like and people want to hear about. Not two people walking around looking at each other for a full fucking day, and it took 3 fucking movies to look at each other for a whole goddamn day. Sorry. I like fun movies.
Harv's like, I like some titties.
Tell me what that will resonate with audiences all the time.
He forgot how to talk. He's just thinking of titties now. All right.
Just coming at me.
Take the titties out of your head and tell us what you watched this week.
So I've been on a summer ween kick the last week or so. So I've been watching a lot of horror movies. Most of them not good. B movies, but they're fun. But the one that I finally got to watch that I've never watched, and I know, as a movie person, I should have watched this a long fucking time ago, was a American Werewolf in London. I finally got to watch it. I enjoyed it. I think it could have used a little bit more of the werewolf in it. I think Disc, you even agreed with that when I told you. Um, but the way the special effects on it, to where they um the hair coming out of the arm and the stretching. I even watched some of the special features on some of the stuff that they still have in like a museum. They've have very few pieces of the special effects and stuff that were in the movie actually still today. Very few have made it and survived this long. But one of them was the actual face, the way it stretches out and what they had to do to use that, the mechanics that they used. But it was definitely a fun movie. If you haven't watched it, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have, I definitely recommend watching it.
Where would you put it, like, on your ranking of like werewolf movies now? Do you think it's one of the better ones, or
I think it is because it's one of the classics. It's fun. It's a little exciting, a lot of gore, but not over like Terrifier type gore. It's a good, and I like the way they mixed in the friend that was dead, and it shows him rotting away. Like every time he comes, he's a little bit more zombie like. And I'm a big fan of zombies, so I think that really added to the whole movie. So it's definitely up there. It's probably top 20 or top 10. I put it in the top 10.
I was gonna say I don't even know 20 werewolf movies. Fuck.
I actually just watched another one today that was not too bad. It was actually called Werewolves. And that one was fun too. And that one, it was it depends on how much of a purist you are. There's certain elements that you get bit or scratched, you turn into a werewolf. And it's kind of a lineage. Well, on this other movie I watched today, there was something that happened to where everybody was a werewolf, but some people didn't want to turn in, so they would stay out of the moonlight, and the ones that would turn would attack them and get them. So it's kind of a different premise on werewolfism, I guess you could say. But that I'm sorry to I know I'm a physical media collector, but I still do streaming services too. Sue me. Since I've been watching more on on Prime and Tubi and all these, I'm actually getting more recommended to me, and more are popping up. So I've watched four or five actually recently.
Yeah, didn't you say you watched Dog Soldiers?
I watched Dog Soldiers too. Yes, that one was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. That one's in my top 5.
I know you give me shit for it and everything, but now that you're watching some werewolf movies, maybe you have a little bit more hype for Robert Eggers' werewolf movie at the end of the year.
Fuck Robert Eggers.
Fuck you. All right.
Let's go. No, I mean, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I don't ever, I don't like to put down movies unless Disc recommends them. But
fair enough. It's a good policy to have, honestly.
But
you're gonna spend 3 movies watching somebody fall in love. It takes like 10 minutes. It takes a scene.
Yeah, that's a 20-minute short, if anything. I don't need to watch 6 hours.
You guys are haters.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely will give that one a watch, and if it's, as long as it's not artsy. I don't want to see an artsy werewolf movie. Like,
I mean, it'll probably be a little artsy, but
I mean,
but if it depends
balance, if it's a balance.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because you know what? I wonder, because he because Nosferatu was so, like, people either loved it or hated it. There wasn't really many people that were in the middle in that movie. And so I wonder if he took that information, like some of the criticisms of that movie, and was like, okay, I'm going to try to not do that on this one. Where it's like, but I feel like that's kind of like all of his movies, though. I don't really know anybody that's in the middle on The Witch, where they're like, I could take or leave. It's like either people love it or they were like, nah, it's not for me, But
I gotta
that's kind of like
rewatch
all of
that
his.
one.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch. I watched it, but I don't remember nothing about it, like at all. Same with Hereditary. Like Hereditary, there's a lot of movies that I've watched, but I don't pay. I have ADD or ADHD, so I'm in and out of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go on to our topics, and we'll start with Disc. What do you got for us, Disc?
Swearing. So, before I get into this topic, because I already know I'm not even going to be able to say a second of my topic, because I know you guys are sick of hearing it because of the whole process of our malfunctions lately. So I'm going to say it, and you guys aren't going to, say anything, right? Okay, good. I already know you guys are. That's why I know it. But anyway, my topic, I don't even really care about the topic anymore. But it's pretty much my whole anger and disagreement with the fact that a new movie like Obsession is in the Letterboxd top 500 already. And it sounds so annoying saying this for like the 5th time.
No, I'm still like kind of shitty about it. I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, your second's up. Next.
I could rant about it, but I already know you guys don't want to hear my rant.
No,
I'll just briefly
squeeze out a rant
a little bit.
Tell us why it makes you angry.
Tell the people what they want to hear. Let's hear Disc rant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the reason why this really struck a chord on me is 1, 3 days of it being in theaters, it already was in top 500. Okay, that's crazy, right? Didn't even get a full variety of audience to actually watch it, and so that's crazy. And then 2, the fact that the top 500 on Letterboxd only has maybe 12 to 15 horror movies, and that's one of them. And that's comparing it to The Shining, The Thing, Psycho, all the big ones that. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm not saying I think it's a bad movie. I think it's a very well-shaped movie. And every time you kind of watch it, you can kind of get something out of it different. Or kind of articulate it in a way that you didn't the first time or the whatever time. But I feel just the acting wasn't the greatest. And I know it's because it was what they were able to get at the time with their budget and everything. But I don't know. I want to give credit for what it's doing, clap for it, but it's just, I think the thing is, if it wasn't a 3-day window, and it would have been maybe a few months from now, then I'd be okay, that's cool. But, it just felt so rushed.
Well, the one thing I've been meaning to ask you that I don't know about, because this would honestly probably give us an answer for why it's there, is how they determine what movies go there. And I wish I knew that, because if it was determined based on, I don't know, scoring or something like that, within their own Letterboxd systems, it could be that, well, a lot of people have begun to start using Letterboxd, whereas it wasn't as big as a thing even 5 years ago. It was a thing, but it's getting more popular. So if more people are using it and more people are leaving reviews, leaving ratings, stuff like that, then if they're pulling from their own sources, that could be an answer as to why. But I don't know what their system is for determining what belongs in a top 500 list,
I want to say, I could be wrong. I don't have a way to pull it up, but I think it was the list was under like top 500 like best narrative. I don't know if that's right, but I'm my guess is I'm assuming it's just like IMDb and it's just like the highest like number at the hot like at the highest whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like either it's a 5 star or 10 whatever you want to rate it. But
So it's not a team of people that are like, coming together and determining what they believe to be a top. It's pulling from like stats, basically.
I think with Letterboxd, it's what people are rating it because everybody's going there 5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5s. So I think it's pulling off of what people are saying and not stats. Like I think IMDb is more stats and everything
Well, that's where
that
stats.
goes
I
on
mean,
with
that's
that.
where they would. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that would be the stats. Is like what people are
Oh,
leaving as the
like the
reviews
overall,
and as the ratings and stuff. So if they're just looking at like, okay, this movie has this many 5s and 4.5s, then automatically we're going to place it at this number in the top 500 or whatever. Whereas like I would rather it be, and I feel like it would be different that if it was like, some sort of group of people at Letterbox that kind of came together and decided, like picked 500 movies that they all agreed. Because otherwise, it is. I mean, but that's kind of weird too. So it does make sense that they're doing it like that. It just
as a
feels
whole.
weird. Yeah, and so that's what I meant though was that I think more people are using Letterboxd and younger people who are just starting to get into movies, and obviously a lot of them saw Obsessed, and so they probably rushed there to give it 4.5, 5 stars because it resonated with their generation, which is something we had talked about before with this movie and like its target audience and why it's kind of blown up to the degree that it has. And so that probably has a lot to do with it. But it does kind of leave a bad taste when you think about amazing horror movies that are not there.
Well, another thing, if we're talking stats, I don't know if this changes it at all. If we're going stats, like, because I know, like, when that movie came out, like, I kept seeing people, like, going, like, 5 or 10 times, like, within, like, the week it was out, or, like, 2 weeks of it out. I don't know if that really bumps anything, as in, like, more watches for the, like, and then it being 5 star every time. I don't know how that all works for stat and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's another thing to think about.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I do think they should have. It felt rushed, and I think it should have been like a month or so, like after. Like it's still in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, it just doesn't sit right for a movie to be still in theaters and in the top 500 already.
Even if it were out of theaters, like I mean, again, like I said, I've never seen it. I'm sure it's fantastic, but
Mm-hmm.
if they're pulling 15, like you said, between 12 and 15 horror movies on the top 500 list, if we're just pulling from 15, there's for sure 15 better horror movies than
Yeah,
Obsessed. Whether I've seen it or not is fucking, that doesn't matter.
I
You
think they're
know,
pulling from ones that are not just straight like slasher style films. So
even
yeah.
still,
that eliminates a lot of classics.
even still. If I could think of 15 movies that aren't slashers, that deserve a top 500.
Yeah.
But, it's all, that's my personal shit. There's people like I love The Wicker Man, but I know people fucking hate The Wicker Man, and they think it's
The new one?
no, the original one. There's a lot of people that don't like that movie, but I think it's one of the best horror movies of all time. It's in my like top 10 for sure. But, a lot of people are not too happy about it. So, yeah, go ahead, wave your fucking hand. Keep going. Yeah.
All right.
Like it matters. It's all right.
It's all right. So
I don't trust anything someone wants to talk about horror movies who hasn't seen American Werewolf in London until yesterday. So why don't you fuck the fuck off with your little fucking hand there?
Eddie doesn't like ginger snaps.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like ginger snaps?
not really.
How am I just hearing about this?
I've told you before, Dick. You just
I think
don't pay
Ginger
attention.
Snaps is. I think it's better than American Werewolf in
You just
London.
like it because they're red like you. You fucking Eric the Red looking fuck.
Who's red?
You.
I know what. All right. Moving on. Let's see. I was gonna. All right, I'll go into mine, and then we'll go into Harv's.
I think you made a ginger
needs
snap.
a nap.
You made a ginger snap. That was his goal.
Oh my god. All right. So I recently, yeah, I had my nephew over, and yesterday, and what's funny is. So my mom wanted to bring my nephew and my younger brother down here to go to the movie theaters because we have a really nice Regal theater, and we were going to go see Toy Story 5, which is what we ended up seeing. But my nephew, who's 9, he apparently told my mom he wanted to see a scary movie. He said he wanted to go see Backrooms, and my mom told him no, and so we're going to go see Toy Story as a family. But I was kind of like, hell yeah! And so after the movie, I was like, hey, I was like, do you want to come stay the night at my place and I'll take you back to grandma's tomorrow? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, we'll watch a horror movie. So last night, I'll tell you what we watched last night, but today, before I took him back, we watched Evil Dead Rise together and he fucking liked it. I was like, this kid's going places. But last night we watched Tremors together, and while I mean, I know this movie front to back, but I haven't sat down and watched it from beginning to end. And I don't know, probably 10 years. And so I'm watching it last night. And as I'm watching, I'm just realizing, I'm like, this movie is perfectly paced. Like, there is not a single ounce of fat or filling in this movie whatsoever. And it just, as soon as it starts, it keeps you in. And there's not really a lull a single time in that movie. And I was just like appreciating the fuck out of it. And it kind of made me think about movies today. And I mean, there were movies back then, obviously, that were horribly paced, but I find it to be more problematic today. And I was wondering if there was any movies that you guys had always kind of thought were like perfectly paced like that, or movies that you struggled with the pacing on, you didn't think were, that great, or what your thoughts are on that.
So one I think was, so not just in horror movies, but just in general, one I think is a little too long, and I might get a little bit of hate for it. I think The Godfather is a little bit long.
No.
You don't think so?
The first one?
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great movie. Perfect all around.
I think it was just a little bit drawn out. Just a smidge. The second one even more. I think the third one was way drawn out.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that prefer the first one over the second one by like a huge margin. I think the second one's like a fine movie, but I think it's way too overhyped. But the first one, I mean, it is long, but I think like as far as like honing in on pacing by itself, just as that topic for a long movie, I feel like the pacing was like on point for me at least. But I mean, I could see how somebody would kind of like not be there for it.
Yeah, I think I mean, a lot of going into nowadays, I think it's because everybody has more shorter attention spans. That's why they're trying to rush. It seems like they're rushing movies a little bit more nowadays. I recently watched one the other day. Like I said, the horror kick for the summer ween, but it's what was the name of it? They Will Kill You. And that movie, I think it's action packed. It's a little bit fast paced, but I think for the type of movie it is, it's on point. So it's not like they're trying to rush, trying to get to the end to see what happens. I think that even though it is a little bit faster paced, it blends well with the movie and the story that's being told. Yeah. And it was just an awesome movie. I thought it was funny as fuck. It was funny and violent, and it was just a great movie. But yeah, I think that one. Disc, what says you?
Says me. No.
Yeah, because all you
I'm
do
gonna
is
go.
watch long, drawn out movies. I know. I could tell you three right off the bat that was fucking overly drawn out.
I'm listening.
Huh?
It's a
What are
trilogy.
they?
It's a trilogy that you just talked about.
See, it's funny. I didn't even think about that when you said it.
Well, I did.
Yeah, they seem pretty forgettable, honestly.
No. Anyway, the first one that comes to mind that I feel like I watch a lot and I can easily just throw it on, even though I know like everything about it. Ooh, wait. Okay, no, I got two. Okay. So the first one, I'm gonna go Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know. I feel like there's so much different levels and different types of excitement and just fun that like just always come at you. And it's just like even like the the Bueller like that beginning, like that's not even like anything like slow at all. Like and that's like the beginning. And then like from there it's just like a ride. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that movie is just it's great. And like even being a movie that you know every scene, it doesn't like feel like anything like longer or anything like that. And then another one I feel like is just a perfect all around movie when it comes to like the pace and everything. I feel like I'd have to go Shrek.
Yeah.
The first Shrek I feel like is just like hands down perfect. Like from start to finish. Like it's funny, great story, it's sad, it's real, very like realistic in ways, being an ogre in a fairy tale story. And then just Eddie Murphy's like just donkey is just like it's funny, and it just keeps you going, and just even the little
Talking
like the
donkey.
little fairy tale like characters just add a lot to it too, and it's like so many Easter eggs too. Like just thinking of it as Easter eggs, you could enjoy the movie. There's so many little Easter eggs in that movie, so yeah, it's a fun one.
Well, one of the things I was going to talk about with Tremors is it doesn't have one of my like least favorite moments in a movie, and it's usually the part of the movie that like I start if it happens in a movie, and it happens a lot, I'm like immediately taken out, and it's just like fuck here. Okay, I know the beats that are about to come for the next 15 fucking minutes, and that is when you have a group of friends or even just two people that are friends or lovers or whatever, and there's a moment inevitably in like 80% of movies where like they get into a fight and then they're like separating and they're all mad at each other, and then one of them tries to come back and like make amends, and then the other one's like, no, I don't want to make amends, and then there's like a little bit of a moment there, and then eventually they come back together and then they go solve the problem. I fucking hate that shit. And it's in so many movies, like no matter what it is, like one that I just rewatched recently, Y2K, it happens in there, it happens in it happens in all of these different movies. Well, actually, the It remake, I don't think it happens in your original because it's awesome. But in Tremors, the two friends, like, rather than have them have that moment, they're just like dicks to each other throughout the movie, right? They're always like making fun of each other or like, putting each other, like, it's just like two buddies, and it's not like this dramatic fucking separation of a union or whatever. And so I just really appreciated it. And I mean, it was really fun to go back and kind of revisit Tremors. And I might watch the sequels. I remember, I think I got up to like 4. They're pretty bad. I'm not going to recommend them or anything unless you like shitty, campy monster movies. Then yeah.
I think the first one knocked it out of the park, and all the sequels were just very, very corny. They're fun. They're fun, but some of them are a little, they're a little corny. But I heard, I don't know how true it is, so don't take my word for it. But I heard there was talks about making a new one, and Kevin Bacon's supposed to come back for it.
Yeah, I heard something about a show possibly. So I don't know.
Which is sad because the other actor passed away.
Yeah, and he was awesome, dude. I'm blanking on his name, but he was a good actor too. Yeah, I was gonna say when you're talking about the ridiculousness of it, I'm pretty sure because the original monsters are called graboids, and I think by at a certain point one of them are called ass blasters. So that kind of shows you what direction they ultimately went in for Tremors there. But yeah, so I guess we'll move on to you, Harv. What topic you got for us?
Let's see. How could I phrase it? So I was looking and I was thinking about it, and apparently just recently Fox bought out Roku. Um, they for like 2 point something billion dollars, and I'm wondering how it's gonna change or what they're gonna do, because inevitably, whenever somebody buys something out, they change it. Whether I don't know if it's usually not for the good. It's never for the good. Um, but I was thinking back, I was like, what other ones? Like we've had a lot of recent ones, like the Warner Brothers and Paramount and that whole debacle that was going on, and just but I wonder what's going to change with some of these takeovers that are going on. Like how is it going to affect for Roku? Like they or Fox, they already had bought out Tubi. I didn't even know they had bought out Tubi. I guess they bought it back out in 2020. It seems like it's pretty good, but Roku has the Roku channel also. So are they going to get rid of that? They also have their paid subscription called Howdy. Is it going to be some kind of mix match with Tubi, and maybe they start bringing some stuff there and they can put it on Howdy now? Like, I wonder what's going to happen. I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts on that whole situation.
Well, I wonder why Disney couldn't just put their freaking name on the cover of that article instead of Fox. Because, like, isn't Fox not even part of Disney anymore? Like, it's not even their, like, company. I don't know exactly how it all worked, but because if it's Fox, that means that's their money that they put in, right? But Fox isn't a thing anymore.
Well, I think Fox, like the Fox News or something like that, is still independent. So when Disney bought out Fox, there were certain parts of Fox that they didn't acquire. It was just still. So I don't know if it's one of those separate entities that bought out Roku or actual Fox that's owned by Disney. I'm not sure on how that worked out.
It's all confusing as shit.
Mm-hmm.
But my only hope, well, to answer your question about the Howdy thing, I honestly didn't even know about Howdy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wonder how many people even actually do. So if I had to make an educated guess, if they were going to make a change, it's probably just that they're gonna just merge Howdy into Tubi. If that were, or I'm sorry, yeah, into Tubi or something like that, or any other things that they own or whatever, but Tubi would probably be one of the biggest ones. So I don't imagine them keeping it a separate thing if they were going to change something along those lines. So
do you think that Tubi will become a subscription based, like payable, or
I think, I mean, it's always in the realm of possibility, but I think they'd be fucking idiots to try and do that. I think they would lose a lot of money very quickly. Because at that point, okay, so you make Tubi a paid subscription. Tubi's like one of the final frontiers of, like, you go in, it's like, I know I'm getting ads, you're there, it's going to happen unless you're smart. And so you make it a paid subscription. It's like, well, then what difference is there between Tubi? Why would somebody go to Tubi then go to Hulu? Like, we already know why somebody's going to go to Netflix because of the originals. We know why someone's going to go to Hulu for the originals and so on and so forth. Tubi, I don't think, has strong enough originals to pull people with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there are some decent ones, but they ain't nowhere fucking near Stranger Things or House of the Dragon for HBO. Like, they ain't pulling shit like that. So unless that's something in the pipeline where they're like, okay, we're going to start pumping out some quality originals, which I think is just like that. Like, why? Just like why fuck with Tubi at all? It's like picking on the kid in the playground at that point. So leave him alone. Let him do his thing. He's going to grow up and do great things. Don't fuck with him. And, but yeah, like for the Roku thing, I think, we talked about this before, but like Roku used to have these channels that were made by people, like individuals that were like playlists basically. And, some random guy could put together a whole bunch of movies, and he would put like some area between 99 cents and $2.99 per month is what you would pay for this channel. And then you get to watch all the shit ad free. And they were really cool because you found a lot of different unique stuff that were kind of tailored by an individual who was like, these are the movies that you'd probably enjoy if you're into this shit. And it was a lot, you could find some cool B-rated horror movies in a lot of these, but Roku ended up getting rid of it for whatever reason. I don't know why. And so the only thing I could think of is like a silver lining would be if they brought that back, because I think that would be really fun.
I wanted to bring this up because I was just watching Tubi this morning. Get this. Every single ad break was literally almost 3 minutes long. Wow. That's crazy. And with Tubi, you get like 6, maybe 7 sometimes, depending on the movie runtime. So that's a good bit of time. That's like an extra 30 minutes.
I'm not going to go into detail on what I'm about to say, but that's because of your own fault.
I know. But I'm just saying, for the sake of, normal people that just, casually scroll on Tubi.
Fuck them.
On their
if they
TV,
haven't figured that out yet,
on their TV and not on their monitor.
You can mirror your shit to your TV now. It's 2026, baby. We can fucking...
I'm just saying.
Well, okay, yeah, you can't mirror it on your fucking 2008 whatever piece of shit you might have, but most people...
Have you seen the economy? We can't afford these high dollar brand new 4K fucking TVs, these 85-inch TVs.
Bitch, I have seen the economy.
Some of us still got CRTs, so go fuck yourself.
I know you don't. I know you have a nice laptop sitting in front of you. I also know how much money you spend on fucking movies. So, economy aside, Mr. Shit Talker, all I'm saying is the average person, if you don't like ads, like, there's ways around it. You ought to know, and you can fix that. But geez Louise, like, but you're not making what you're saying. It's fucking nuts.
30 extra minutes, like, holy cow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But they got to make up the revenue that they're not getting from paid subscription. Now, what pisses me off, here's what pisses me off. I don't mind that they're, because it's completely free. You know what you're getting into. Fine. What pisses me off is when ones that you pay for, Peacock, fucking Netflix, Hulu, you have the one right here where you're paying it and you're still getting fucking ads, and then you have one where you have to pay higher to not get the ads. So that's what pisses me off. At least with Tubi, they're up front, like, hey, it's free, but here's fucking ads. The other ones are like, oh, you got to pay this much, but you're going to pay us to do it, but you're still going to get fucking ads. So I think that's complete horse shit.
That's not like full circle. You see a lot of people talking about this. It's so fun when you're on TikTok and you see these people that are like just becoming physical media people. It's like the moment in which they're born, because they're like, what the fuck? We used to pay this much for cable, and now and you see the gears turning. You're like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, we're not so crazy now, are we, huh? This is not so stupid now, is it, huh? And so yeah, they're seeing that, like, you used to pay like whatever amount for cable, and then you're like, well, now it's, I only have to pay $5.99 to have Netflix, and they have all these movies, and then boom, the gear
and no commercials.
Yeah, and then the domino effect, and we're back to where we started in a different way, and now they're getting pissed and they're buying movies, which is great.
But
Maybe
guess
maybe
what?
it'll.
Now you just buy these nice little beauties right here, and you ain't got to worry about that shit.
Well, this is
Yeah,
like what I like to say to most people is like you could either rent a movie for $3.99 or $5.99, or you could buy the Blu-ray for like $3.99 or $5.99, and
yeah,
then own it forever instead of just like one day.
Now,
You know?
for me, I like it. I mainly use the streaming services because I'm a big TV guy. I love shows. Like I watch a lot of shows. So there's a lot of that's what I mainly use the streaming services for are TV shows. Yeah, do I watch some movies on there? Sure, but my main consumption on a lot of the streaming sites, with the exception of Tubi, because Tubi just doesn't really have a lot of shows on there. They have more movies. Um, is TV shows.
yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that
Well,
out there.
to add to that, it is a lot more expensive to get into collecting physical TV shows. By the way, them shits are expensive.
And harder.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm still looking for one for Alex. She's been trying to find the New Adventures of Old Christine on DVD. I keep trying to look for it at Bright Light and different places, and I cannot find it. It exists. I just need to buy it online, apparently.
I've never even heard of that show.
It's got Julie Dreyfus from Seinfeld. It was like one of the shows she did after Seinfeld.
It just because if you try to go out for hunting in the wild for separate seasons,
yeah,
like because before, like now they sell pretty much the whole thing once it's all the old shows. It's all complete series, but it's $100. Like I think the Supernatural is like $130.
Well, it's also bad if you're like a perfectionist type or you're like OCD. Like I have a little bit of that, and so like when I go to Bright Light, I keep waiting for a set for X-Files. I really want the X-Files, and I want all of them though, because when I go there, there's only like season 3 and season 4 or something like that, and I'm like, I can't just have season 3 and 4. That's gonna fucking drive me crazy. I gotta have them all at once.
I know a guy.
Oh yeah, what's your prices?
I got 1 through 7.
1 through 7. I think that's the original run. How much? We'll do a deal right now.
We'll talk later.
No. All right. Is it DVD or Blu-ray?
It's DVD.
Maybe. I'm not a purist, so we'll come back to that. Okay. Well, good shit. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to add to the Fox Roku conversation before we move on?
We'll have to wait and see what happens, and then maybe revisit this topic at a later time if anything does come about it, because it's still brand new, so we don't really know what's going to happen yet. It's all speculation, people. It's all speculation right now.
Okay. Well, Disc, what is your movie recommendation for the week?
Okay. So we'll go with another romance, just to really knock you guys in the head tonight.
This guy. Hey, by the way, Disc is the most unromantic motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. For a guy that watches all these movies, he can't sling shit to save his life.
I can't.
Yeah. Maybe literal shit, like a fucking ape.
No, I just smear it.
Yeah. You seem like you do. What's your recommendation? Anyway, your love story?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a great love story. No, it's actually not a great love story. It's called Bad Timing. It's directed by Nicholas Roeg. He's also the one that directed Don't Look Now. I don't know if you guys heard of that movie. But he did that one. And then he did another one with David Bowie, actually. It's The Man Who Fell from Earth, I think it's called.
I did see that. That was weird.
I haven't watched that movie, yo. But anyway, Wait, what was it called now? Bad timing. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Fuck, you forget your own movie.
I almost said Don't Look Now, but no. Bad timing. It came out in 1980. It's one of the movies that just kind of show the ending and then you watch it get to the ending and it shows kind of time lapse and stuff like that. But it's about a 50-some-year-old who falls in love with a 20-some-year-old. There's no label. He's obsessed and like stalking her and stuff like that. But then he finds out like that she's lying to him and stuff like that, and that she was already married before, and she never like said that to him, but he figured it out doing research and stalking, and then with her lying, it made him kind of mellow down, and then she became obsessed with him towards the end, and it caused her to unalive herself, I guess is the word I can use. But what's the reason why I want to say you guys should watch this? Because I think it's a very weird coincidence, or some may say bad timing. The director that made the film, Nicholas Roeg, he fell in love with the actor that played the girl, and he was 50-some years old during the time too. And the guy that plays them in the movie, the one that was obsessed, his actual wife, I believe it was his wife, also unalived herself from the same type of way. So the fact that it was like I don't know if double tangent's the right word for that, but I don't know the right word for this, but coincidence or I don't know. Anyway, it was just very bad timing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see how I'll like it, I guess, the second time I watch it. But I do think I should recommend it, because I think it's something you don't really see a lot in movies where, like, I feel like if that was my situation as a director, and, like, something like that happened to the actor that's acting, like, I'd be like, we don't have to do this, or, like, you don't have to do this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they did it, and it's very strange. So, I would recommend Bad Timing.
Okay. I do gotta say, I know I brought this up before. This is another movie the disc likes where somebody and somebody else are vastly different in age.
Yes.
What the fuck, disc? It's not like somebody's 10 years older. It's like 40 years older.
No, it's
or
not.
Like what? No, I'm not saying this movie in particular, but I'm talking about like Harold and Maude, or whatever. You've had so many movies that this is like the main point of the movie. Holdovers.
It's weird.
Like anytime there's like an older guy and a younger guy, or an older lady, whatever it is, they're always like so far apart in age. I think it's interesting.
What I like about it is just the fact of like how someone who's lived their life and someone who's still living their life very freshly, and just kind of seeing how that can like combine. And some movies make it like really work out well, and some make it like very noticeably different, and like show that this does not work. But I don't know, it just adds kind of something to romance. Maybe I just seen too many romances that now I'm just in a big.
So any single 65-year-old women out there?
Hey, no, back off
want to
my
find
shit.
A nice,
that's
that
my
wants
shit.
a nice furry 22-year-old.
No. He's gonna have to wait till he gets old, and then he can find a young chick. The old chicks are my thing.
Anyone in here listening look like Meryl Streep?
Yeah, that's all me, man. Okay. Well, I'm not really gonna talk a lot about my movie because it doesn't lend itself to it. And it's a movie called Carnage that came out in the 2010s, somewhere in there. And you've got Kate Winslet, Christoph Waltz, John C. Reilly's in there, and I'm totally blanking on the other actress in the movie. But essentially, the movie's about two parents who their children get into a fight in school, and the entire movie takes place in an apartment. Like, it could be almost like a play, like a stage play. And again, this is why I'm not going to talk about it a lot, because it's something you just kind of have to experience. And I think, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine as a parent watching this movie and watching these two parents kind of slowly go crazy, right? Like, and that's what happens is that they come together to talk about this thing that happened between their children, and then it just devolves into absolute chaos, and it does it really like clever, and it takes a minute to kind of get ramping up, but once it does, it's so fucking funny and explosive, and these two parents are just like at each other's throats over basically nothing, right? Like two kids, fighting in the schoolyard or whatever. But it's world-class acting. It's everybody's on top of their game for it. And like I said, it could be a stage play, and it might have been for all I know. But if you're just kind of in the mood for something like that, just like a smart dialogue, some really classic acting, then I would totally recommend this movie. It's just a nice kind of like afternoon sort of watch. And now it's Harv's turn.
I feel like he's gonna say something about movies.
So I was actually gonna give one, but I'm gonna go kind of what my theme or what the theme was earlier on the werewolf stuff. Sorry, there was some background noise that. So mine is I'm gonna go keep it in theme with the Summerween. I'm gonna go Underworld on this one. It has all of the werewolves, and I've heard from multiple videos and different things I've watched that they have one of the best the best types of werewolves in that movie, the best depiction of a werewolf, and the war between them and vampires, and it's a love story. So Disc, it's for you too, because there's a love story in that whole mix of everything. So hey, you might love it too, Disc. But I love Kate Beckinsale. I thought she was gorgeous in that movie. Is it a little cheesy? Yeah, but the first one was definitely the best out of all. I think it was what, five of them. So yeah, I'm definitely going to recommend Underworld this week.
I'm going to counter Harv's recommendation and say you should watch Underworld 3 instead, because that's the best one.
And
I think.
You know what? Which one is that? The Rise of the Lycans, the prequel. Yeah. I
Dude,
would say that's
badass.
That one's a great one too. I think those are the two best ones out of the whole series.
Yeah. And I mean, 2's pretty good too, but the first 3 they're all great. But I always lean towards.
I like the whole thing, but as they go, I still think Underworld 1 is the best one, and then the Rise of the Lycans, which would be 3, would be a really close 2.
Yeah, because then there's what I think it's like Blood Wars and Awakening or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well. Really good recommendation. I'd be surprised if there's a lot of. I mean, I think a lot of younger people maybe haven't seen or heard of those movies, but hopefully they get some respect on their name from this new generation. Mm-hmm. But with that, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode. So sorry we've been gone for so long, but we're going to get back on schedule, releasing every week, and we will see you guys on the next one. Later.